What is up, and I welcome each and every one of you back to a brand new Civ 6 or Civilization 6 guide. In this Civ 6 video today, we are going to be talking about early war, how to clobber, steal the land of the natives, take them out, and break every single clause of international treaty ever created. Pretty much, it is going to be an early war guide. Now, we are playing as Tamar because if you can win as Tamar, you can win as just about anybody. And the mods I have on are all just quality of life. I did remove the game modes. I just want to show you guys exactly how to win an early war on Deity difficulty as effortlessly as possible. We'll do it from start to finish, just like the first 50 turns guide I did last week. Check that out, by the way. It's a pretty good guide. Looking at the start right here, I'm going to move on the Plains Hill. We sacrifice a turn, but I leave this forest to be chopped later on in the game, and I get a 2/2 tile to start, which is really nice, but that's worth spending a turn on that, so we'll hit next turn. The first thing we'll talk about is the build order. We'll settle our capital of Tbilisi. The build order is going to be simple, as I should probably turn on the music right now. There we go. That's absolute heat right there. It's going to help me win the game. But Q-wise, you will want to go for Monument, Warrior. Get the Warrior first, into Monument, into 1 or 2 Settlers, and then build out the rest of your armies while getting an Encampment District. Now, there are 2 different beelines you could go for. Horseman Rush or Swordsman Rush. Don't go spears or war carts. They just suck. You'll never catch me dead using a spearman. If I die and they lower me into the grave with a spearman from Civ 6, I'm haunting you for the rest of your life. I don't even care. But I do recommend going for swordsmen in all seriousness. Horsemen are fine, and you do get them out sooner than swordsmen, but the problem is if the enemy AI builds walls, that is going to be a problem. Horsemen are then useless. With swordsmen, we'd be able to get battering rams for walls, and then beeline archery, and then riding for some science, which is really, really nice. But that's pretty much the science and build order. Civic-wise, you'll want to make a beeline for early empire to help you produce settlers faster, and then political philosophy to get oligarchy. The +4 combat strength and experience is legendary, and then military tradition for flanking bonuses and great general points. If you're going for a horseman rush, go for military tradition first, cause of maneuver, and that's pretty much all I have to say. Let's begin moving in the warrior. Wow, we already met a city-state. That culture's going to be great. But let's keep moving. Now, why should you go for an early war? Let's talk about it while we go through the motions and why am I working that culture tile. Early war lets you do 2 things. Number 1, you eliminate your nearest competitor. Last time I checked, 1 out of 5 is a lot better of a chance than 1 out of 6. Although I could be wrong, I didn't really do too well in math class. But yeah, you want to take out a competitor, giving you a higher chance of winning the game. Not only that, but you'll also take their cities. Imagine you settled a city and you got a free district, 5 population, and 6 improved tiles. That is absolutely massive, and that's pretty much what you get by taking enemy cities instead of having to settle those cities. We'll go God King and Discipline for money. Save your money so you can immediately upgrade warriors into swordsmen when you can. Let's hit next turn. The start's pretty decent, but it isn't anything too crazy. We'll get that food. You need production more than anything as we meet our victim of France. Capital's right there, should be easy to take out. You want production more than anything, as I was saying, because early on, you have to go as fast as possible. The AI gets so many buffs that if you leave them and attack too late, it's going to be almost impossible to take them out. So do try to start the war by turn 40 or 50 at the latest. That's usually the ideal time to start. We'll get bronze working in 26 turns. Should be a little bit sooner than that, as France is going for wonders and we meet the city-state of Hattusa. I think this is the end of this. Not yet. That's a lake, apparently. But, yeah, there's France. There's their empire. Explore them as much as you can. Try to find exactly where they are. There's an encampment down there. We'll take it out. Hopefully, we will be able to get a boost to bronze working. Let's keep moving. You are going to continue exploring, I think. Also, try to find another civilization near your target so you can Big Mac strat them. What that is pretty much is I'm the bun, they're the meat, there's another bun up there maybe, and then we both attack France, make it easier for both of us. They'd have to fight a war on two fronts. Ask any German friend, war on two fronts doesn't really work out too well. And after that, you could go for the other Civ as well, because their military is going to be weakened. Because unlike the TheCivLifeR, who never condones suicide on the TheCivLifeR channel, enemy AI just throws their units at the city, kind of like the Soviets in World War II. I think I made that joke in a previous video, but it's a good joke, so I'm going to make it again. Oh wow, there's Sahra El Bayda. It's pretty decent. But yeah, pretty much we're also going to need iron as soon as we can possibly get it. Let's explore through there. France doesn't like me, that's fine. But essentially what you're going to want to do is get iron. If you don't have iron, honestly, just restart. It'll be too late to make a decent war effort anyway, so it really isn't worth it most of the time. Let's see if there's anybody down south, actually, that might be easier to take out. You're going to keep moving, and that is a civilization, and that is Manelek. We can commence Operation Big Mac Strat. Let's keep moving there. All this talk about Big Macs is making me hungry. I'm American after, well, not American, but close enough, I guess. Bronze working's coming in 7 turns. We got our first settler out. I'm going to build another warrior. I'm going to not get a builder yet, and I'll tell you guys why in a little bit. There are lots of hills down here, so I think the next city's actually going to come here, probably, because there's a good chance of us finding iron down there. There's also a decent amount of hills near our capital city. For example, we have 1, 2, we're settled on 1, so there's 3, 4 tiles where iron could potentially spawn on. Iron spawns on hills as we meet another culture city-state. Pretty much spawn on hills without anything on top of them, so yeah, pretty much. But the other thing you're going to want to do with your settlers is settle near your target as much as possible, so that when you take their cities, you'll be able to at least get some loyalty pressure to keep those cities. It makes things a lot easier for you. There's Eleanor. Now, is Eleanor close? No, they're not. No, they're super far away, actually. All right, let's explore down there and then move the warrior back home. You're going to move in like that. We'll next turn it.
Over the past.
Early Empire's perfect. No, it's not. We got to keep God King in there for another turn. Production-wise here, I'll go for another settler, and you can move through there. Now, the best governor to get, I'm going to get, I think, usually it's Pingala to get extra science, but we're so early on, now we're getting Pingala. Pingala's the best because he does give you lots of science and lots of culture early on in the game, which is what you're going to need to unlock all the techs you do need to win the war. Now here in the city of Gori, you're going to work that tile so you can get another warrior out in a decent amount of time while my capital works on building settlers. Iron-wise, we have, wow, we actually spawned right on top of iron. That's pretty good. Kind of sucks. Well, I guess there's another iron for us to send a builder towards, which is nice. Now, Pantheon time, there are 3 good Pantheons. God of the Forge, Fertility Rites, and City Patron Goddess. This is for the encampment building. This is to help you get iron working faster. And this is to help you build units. I'm going to go Fertility Rites just so I can get this iron mine. Just so I am able to... When are you going to get that? 5 turns is a little... No, it's fine. I'll wait for 5 turns. Gives you a boost towards iron working, allowing you to get swordsman a lot faster. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm getting a settler in 12 turns. I think it's actually better for me to just go chop out the settler. We got to chop out the settler as fast as possible. Again, if you don't start near iron or horses, it's better to just restart the game. The early war isn't going to work. Obviously, you don't have to restart it if you're fine with not going for an early war, but if you do really want to go for an early war, a lot of the times it is better to just restart. Let's go move in our units there. I want my 3rd city to be sort of near France, as they do levy a military. That's okay. Let's move in through there. Move in there, move in up there. Looking pretty good, actually. We got the iron. Let's go chop out the rest of the settler. Now, I think the next best place to put this guy is probably on top of the spices, maybe. Again, I want him to be as close to France as possible, but it doesn't seem like we're going to be able to get any of these cities. I could settle that city, I guess. It's just not worth it, I don't think. Let's move him there for now. And we'll see, maybe this population would give us the benefit of settling there, give us an advantage. Here now, in our capital, we're going to go for another warrior. We just need to upgrade as many warriors to swordsmen and start the war as fast as possible. Try to get a normal age so you're not dealing with loyalty all the time, but a lot of the times it's just not going to be possible. Looking at this, yeah, there's no way. We're going to have to settle that city then. Not a bad city, honestly, especially on top of the spices. That's really good. But loyalty-wise, we're going to have to deal with it, which is fine, I guess, because dealing with loyalty is a part of domination, and I'll show you guys how to deal if you can't actually keep cities with loyalty. So let's settle on top of the spices, and you can also... I don't want to build a warrior here, actually. Get a slinger, and we'll do the same thing here, mainly because if I'm building a warrior and I get ironworking, then that warrior will automatically become a swordsman, if that makes sense. And then, like, if you're, like, one turn from building a warrior, and I research ironworking, the warrior will turn into a swordsman and become more expensive, which kind of sucks. We'll get the encampment as well. I'll put it up there. It's 110 gold to upgrade a warrior into a swordsman and 20 iron. So obviously someone like the Legion's more expensive to upgrade but requires less iron. So there is that to consider. But for a regular game with a regular swordsman, as we get state workforce, it's going to be very expensive to get that when it comes to strategic resources. Governor title here. We almost have the tech we need, so we'll just go connoisseur right now. We'll next turn it. We're probably going to end up in a dark age, honestly, but there's really nothing we can do about that. We have 4 warriors, which should be more than enough to take out the enemy. There's ironworking. I think we could upgrade 2 of these guys right now, and I think I'm just going to immediately go for France, probably. I think I could wait, actually. We're going to get it. We're in a normal age. That's fine. Let's start moving in the swordsmen. Again, the faster we declare war, the better. It's turn 51 already. That's pretty rough. We'll get Ethiopia to join in on the war as we enter the classical era. Political philosophy is coming in very soon. They're all in golden ages. Let's just start moving, everybody. I think what I'll do... Do you want to get the joint war? I think I have to declare war first. I do. Let's just next turn it for right now. After the encampment, I'm going to go encampment training for the Great General, but we should start very soon. Bordeaux's a very weak city. So we'll deal with that. Oligarchy, obviously. We'll go for conscription for more money, urban planning for more production, and we'll keep God King in for, again, a little bit more money. There we go. We'll trade away one of our iron for a little bit of gold. Trade away open borders. Doesn't really matter this early in the game, and we can now upgrade another one of these guys. That's good. Great. We'll have 3 swordsmen coming in soon. They're bringing in a settler. I could steal that. So let's move there. I'm hoping they move on to that tile. And that, I could definitely attack them and take their city for sure. There's a warrior up there. We'll build a warrior to go defend that. You're going encampment training for the Great General. Let's see where they move to. We could move up a little bit, I guess. Move like that, and then you're going to move as well. And the rest of you are fine for now. We'll get a monument. Let's next turn it.
I don't underrate.
There's military tradition. I'm going to move there and there. If they stay there for another minute, we should be able to attack them. Let's start moving. 3 of these guys should be enough. Let's next turn it. I'll take your delegation for money, and they settled the city of La Rochelle. Now, you could usually see if they are building walls or not. It seems like France is going for wonders more than anything, so we should have the advantage. But just in case, I am going to get started on a battering ram in 15 turns. I'll wait till I can upgrade this guy as well, which should be 2 turns from now. Let's try to get a little bit of Hattusa for science, and let's do it. Let's declare war on the French. Good. Don't worry about their military strength. The AI is so dumb, they're probably going to have half their military around. And usually, even if you're down 2-1, you can deal with their military. And we'll also get Ethiopia to join the war. You're not willing to do that. Oh, because you're in another war. That makes sense. Looks like we're going to be on our own for this one. That's fine. Be able to get some really nice experience, and we have reinforcements coming as well. Now, the warrior attacking is fine, because then the city strength would be a lot weaker. And as you can see, warriors just melt through the city. Now, dealing with loyalty is going to be a little tricky. Normally, I think with how weak their other cities are, I think what we could do...
Fond of pig.
Okay, we're not going to be able to hold on to the city at all. I think what we're going to do, We'll keep the city, right? We'll keep the city, but we'll ignore it completely. Since they don't have walls, I'm going to go Battle Cry. You can also see what wonders they're building to show you sort of their tech path. They want Great Bath, Stonehenge, that as well as astrology. And what is that again? A campus. So we can say they've definitely went astrology, writing, and pottery. So they're probably not near masonry. They're not going to get walls anytime soon. Leave La Rochelle. There's no way we keep the city, even if we move the governor in there. So we're just going to leave it. I think you are going to be able to upgrade in the next turn for sure. But honestly, with how weak these cities are super early on, we can easily just go ahead and mince the rest of their empire to just shreds. We'll promote you to Battle Cry. Usually go Tortoise if they go walls, but we've already said that they probably aren't going to get walls anytime soon. So it's actually... Oh, he pillaged that encampment. That's why I'm not getting iron. But usually... What was I saying? Yes, get Tortoise if they're going for walls, but heck, they're even going for districts right now, so it's really, like, not worth it. Oh, you're building the swordsman. This is what I meant. He automatically changes to a swordsman in a way. That sucks. But France really doesn't have a military anymore. Let's move in there. They have a swordsman in there. That's fine. And losing La Rochelle is also fine. When do we get the Great General? Still fairly far away. Leave that city. He's just going to attack. He's just going to attack France's empire. We'll loop back around and take that city after France is dealt with. For now, though, I want to keep this guy in as bait for sure. It's going to be tough with the swordsman in this city. He is going to rebel back to France in like 9 turns. It's fine. But now that this is 25 strength, we should be able to easily move in. I'll use a slinger as bait. Try not to lose your units, because if you do, that is just going to be problems all around. You want to keep your units, keep them nice and well promoted so that they could do some work. We'll auto-attack with you. The more promoted units are, the stronger they're going to be, so try to hold on to your promoted units is what I'm trying to say. I'll take your money. You're going to attack, that's fine. We wanted to use that guy as bait anyways. Now here, this guy can pillage for food. And right here, who's closer to a promotion? You are going to attack. There is the second city of Bordeaux. Now, Bordeaux isn't a very good city, but it has Stonehenge. I think what I'm going to do... We're not keeping this city either, so I think I'm just going to raise it to the ground, probably. There's really no point in trying to keep that city. It's also not a very good one, so I am just going to raise it. La Rochelle could be strong, so I'm going to keep it. Here, just stay fortified. That's fine, that's fine, that's all fine for... Okay, that might not be fine. Attack this guy. It says major victory. I'll promote you to Battle Cry. You can move up there. I'll risk it. Major victory, I should... Nope, I die. Well, I was going to die anyway, so I guess that's kind of fine. Probably should have kept the city now that I think about it, but this is what happens. The AI just sort of like cheats in a way. We'll back out with this warrior. Stay fortified. Attack this guy, and then we have another warrior coming in. So I think what we're going to do in this situation is they're trying to make peace right now. We're not going to do that yet. They're not going to try to come. Are they? Maybe we could get them to join? There we go. You're fine. You're going to promote to volley. You'll move up. La Rochelle's going back to them in 4 turns. Okay, that's fine, actually. We could go for Paris right now. You're just going to stay fortified, I think. I want to take La Rochelle so I can upgrade that swordsman. We have reinforcements coming in. A lot of the times it is better to be patient than try to do everything as fast as possible. Great person-wise, we'll get the Great General very, very soon, actually. But yeah, we'll take out La Rochelle first so we can upgrade this guy. Free builder, and they also have barbarians to deal with. That's great for us. Good. You'll move in there. And we'll hit next turn for now.
If it's natural to kill.
There's military training. It's rebelling in the next turn, so we're not going to have to deal with these guys anymore. Let's keep moving. Civic-wise, drama and poetry, and we'll get suzerainty of Euthia. You are going to move in there. You should be there soon. And then 4 swordsmen is more than enough to take out Paris right now, or Batty if you are French. Let's start attacking with this. You'll be there soon. And then we have the battering ram, although they're not building walls. I don't see the animation, so we should be okay. It's turn 70, though. They're not making a lot of science, so they shouldn't come out with like a super advanced unit. Sometimes it's just not going to be feasible to attack early on because the AI does something like gets 50 science somehow and they just have crossbowmen before you could do anything. If that happens, really there's not a lot for you to do except restart. It happens to the best of us. That's fine. Paris is looking at 30 combat strength, so attack, attack, and attack. You can now upgrade as well. We'll keep the city again, and 3 turns to rebellion. That's okay. I just wanted to do that so we now have 4 swordsmen, which is good. Another encampment's coming in down south. That's fine. Hey, youth, you could deal with it. And there is the Great General. We can also transport this guy here and start production towards a archer to deal with this. And you could go for a granary for now, I guess. Don't build what I'm building. I just want to get the combat over with right now. So we'll just spend everybody to heal right now. That's fine. And you can upgrade to an archer as well. We'll spend a couple turns to heal everybody up. You rebel next turn, actually. That's pretty bad. Honestly, 30 combat strength is super weak. So we don't really have to focus on healing up too much, I don't think. So we'll start moving in the units. Yeah, move in there. Move in there. We'll use the builder as bait. That's fine. It's next turn it for right now. It did rebel. That's okay. This guy is going to move out there. We're going to leave it like we said. Move up. Move up. Make sure you use the Great General as best as possible. Give everybody the combat strength and movement speed. You can move there and begin attacking. Paris is at 30 combat strength. You could pillage districts to reduce combat strength. That actually works. But the good news is that Paris is such a weak city right now that even if we lose a couple units, we will be able to take it and then break the French's back. She wants to make peace. I'm not going to do that. It's almost never worth making peace unless you know you can't advance any further. But we know we can advance a lot further. So we'll attack, attack. I'm not going to attack with you yet. I'll attack with you. Actually, we'll attack. Even if we lose a unit, taking Paris is worth it. And, okay, they bought the unit, but we're going to take the city next turn, which is great. Here, you're going to move back. Attack that city. And, yeah, do you take the city? I don't think so. Move the Great General up. They're going to take the builder. That's fine. Now, if I attack with you, it says major victory, but I'd risk losing you. Martial's going to be easy to take out. But we do... I'll promote... No, no. I think you take the city. No. All right, well, you take the city for sure then. Let's do that. There's Paris now taken. We'll keep the city, although loyalty-wise, it's going to be, again, an issue to keep. Since Paris is such a big city, we'll move in the governor to Paris. We'll heal up a little bit, and then Martial is almost dead already. Again, people are going to denounce you. Just ignore them. Martial is so... Oh, we lost a unit. Promote you to Commando for more movement speed. We're going for speed right now. We've lost a couple units. That's okay. All right, you're going to now promote to Tortoise, because they have a lot of catapults. We'll try to beeline their city as fast as possible, I think. I think that's the best move, especially with the Dark Age coming up. Go for another archer. I really don't want to have to deal with back home. It's fine. It's next turn it. Martial is looking really weak right now, and I think France is done after that. That's fine. These guys are kind of annoying. Not much to do about that, though. We'll cross. We'll move up there. And then we'll use the archer to do some damage to the catapults, I think. 2 turns to rebellion. That's fine. Get the trader. We'll repair the campus. And then here, I think we'll just attack with you, probably. Stay fortified with Oligarchy, and the Great General will be more than fine, especially with how weak this city is. I'm really going for this city because it's like 2 shots away from dying right now. And they have to deal with the barbs as well. It's fine. He doesn't like me. That's okay. You're fine. Again, if we lose Paris, not the worst thing in the world. Cool. We'll attack with you. There we go. And then we could attack with 2 units next turn. You can just stay fortified for now. And you're actually going to attack that guy. This guy's going to be bait again. Archers are a lot better as bait than regular swordsmen. Let's see what happens here. That's fine. Again, I wanted that to be bait. You're going to attack. We lost Paris. Again, that's okay. I'm going to attack with you. And then attack with you. And you're still alive some... Oh, we probably lose another warrior. Governor title-wise, I'll know where to reassign you, I don't think. You're fine. Just stay fortified. Let's see what happens here. Again, that was a mistake for sure. Yeah, no doubt about it. Move up there. You can promote, so I'll give you Tortoise, and then you'll be able to pillage next turn if you live. Let's see what happens here. That's fine. Again, I'm really just rushing this because I know I could take the city. A lot of the times you do want to be a little bit more careful than I am. But with the city surrounded, we should be able to take it very quickly. We'll build another swordsman. Governor title-wise, we're going to go for researcher. This guy here is going to skip your turn. We'll next turn it for right now. This is why I leave these free cities open, because the AI will attack these cities more than they'll attack you. So we can attack with you. I'm going to keep you fortified because the city dies next turn for sure. Move there. Finish him off. Next turn it. Again, they're going to attack the barbarian. They view him as a bigger threat. And now we could finish off the French. There we go. France is now defeated. We do have positive loyalty, which is great. Monument right there, and then we go back and mop up the rest of these cities is the goal. Now, I did lose a lot more units than usual. I did go a little bit more ham than you should, but with Eleanor now at war with Menelik, we don't really have to worry about him as much. Move up there. City surrounded. For those of you who don't know, zone of control is what is for melee units. It's this tile and all the tiles around it, aside from tiles that have a river. Rivers break zone of control. To get a city to not heal anymore, put it under siege, you want all tiles under your zone of control, which is what I have over here. Stay asleep. We'll next turn it. Paris is going to die. Defense. If not next turn, then the turn after that. That's fine. Dies next turn for sure. They shouldn't get a wall that quickly. I'd be pretty pissed if they did. But we do have 2 reinforcements coming in to help us against La Rochelle. Again, if you lose units, it's going to be like me. It's going to be a little bit tougher. But I mean, the fact that we did end up taking out France is good in and of itself. They did spawn another unit. That's perfectly fine because this city is going to die anyway. That's great. They do have a lot of these we have to deal with, but at the very least, we do have Paris under our control. I am going to skip ahead a little bit because the only thing that's left is taking out the last free city, which does end up getting walls and has a military even stronger than I do, which is exactly what you get on Deity, the Deity experience. But I hope you guys actually learned exactly how to take out the enemy civs, if that makes any sense, how to win an early war. It really is predicated on speed. Now, the one thing I'm going to tell you guys not to do as I overlook the footage, don't leave any free cities. A lot of the times I would leave the free cities so I could come back to them later, but they did end up taking out 2 to 3 of my swordsmen, which did slow down my combat, I guess. It did slow everything down a little bit. So again, if you're not going to be able to keep a city, raise it to the ground or just be more careful with your units than I was. But yeah, we're going to get the battering ram essentially, and we are going to wipe out the last free city. Game over with as fast as possible. Let's move in there. Attack. Next turn it. Good. Battering ram should allow me to blitz the walls ASAP. There we go. There we go. And maybe... I don't think we take it. No. Take it next turn, though. I'll just shift enter for now. But they got 2 archers. That is pretty much the early war guide. We have so many cities. Even though we didn't focus on our economy, our science and culture is still doing all right. Again, if we just built campuses and continued building more settlers, we'd have a lot more by now. But that is pretty much how you win every early war in Civ 6 or Civilization 6. As always, if you do enjoy, leave a subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Let me know exactly what you guys enjoyed and what you didn't. And on the screen now are going to be my favorite comments from the last video. These did give a chuckle out of me. And without further ado, I'll see you on the next video. Peace.